Welcome to East Tennessee Pinball. Today I'm working on this Slugfest. In particular, I'm working on the card reader. So I've had a couple of videos on this. I was working with the switches and the MPU, and everything was working on this game except for the card dispenser. So I just looked around, and this little plug here wasn't plugged in. There's another plug harness on the back side of this thing. It wasn't plugged in. I plugged both those in. I turned it on in the menu, and it was running. It was turning to the wheel. So I was like, well, shoot, let's get some cards. So I bought some cards, stuck them in here, and it was trying to dispense them. And if I would push it down a little bit, it would grab it and do it. The problem was this wheel. It's a rubber wheel, and it was all dried out and just wasn't making good contact. Sometimes if I'd push on this is spring loaded, kind of push those up in there, it would help. And I was reading on Pinside also. Basically, when this game came out, the baseball cards were one-sided. Well, they weren't one-sided. They were only glossy on one side. So you could load these things, the glossy side going that way, so the side on this side wasn't glossy, and help this wheel grab them better. So yeah, I guess you can still buy the old cards. I don't even know what years these cards are. 2016. I don't know. I'm not a baseball card kind of guy. But anyway, I looked online to try to find a replacement rubber wheel there. I couldn't find one. So what I did was I sprayed it with some belt dressing. If you're not familiar with this is kind of it's not a great solution for a squeaky belt for an automobile, but it will stop them squeaking for a little while. It basically it's tacky. It's almost like hairspray. It leaves a tacky residue so that the belt will grip the pulley better. So I thought it might kind of do the same thing. I sprayed it on here already. It's tacky. You can almost see the shininess on there. So if I press this button, this will dispense. By the way, the light here, that means I'm almost out of cards. There's a little switch right here. If I move this thing back, you see it turns on and off. So I'm right at that limit. And if this thing is blinking, it means it's an error. It's tried to spit one out and didn't, and then it won't even try anymore. But if you want to clear the error, you got to press this button and successfully dispense a card. So there's a little opto here that sees when the card falls out, and that way it knows that it actually dispensed a card. So I'm going to press it here, and I'll see if it works. Yep, just like it's supposed to, Perfect. So if you can't find it, maybe somebody sells those, but I couldn't find one. I just gave it about 5 cents worth of belt dressing, and honestly, it's working great. So I'm happy. Have a good day. Cheers.